Good afternoon, everybody. So, thank you guys for coming. I know it is late in the day, and so it is lovely to see you guys' faces. So, today we're just going to get started with our lesson. It should be a quick one, then we can all log off, and enjoy the rest of our night. So, today we're going to be talking about Noah Webster and all the contributions and background and things he did to help the education system. So, to get started with, I'm going to ask you guys to please pull out your dictionary and we can look up a few words. Yes, Frank? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You guys don't have a dictionary? Okay, no problem. How about we just go on the internet and go to dictionary.com and we can go and look at the word of the day. Just let me know when you guys are got it with a thumbs up and we can move forward. Okay, that's one, two, three. Okay, perfect. So from what I'm seeing is everybody is on there. And if you look in the middle of the screen, you should see word of the day. Can somebody please read that and definition, please? Okay, thank you very much, Franklin. So if everybody was paying attention, Franklin said the word of the day today was avow, and that means to own, acknowledge, or confess or admit. Okay, thank you very much. And if you scroll down, you should see yesterday word of the day. If somebody please read that in the definition as well. Elation. Okay, thank you, Jessica. So elation, it means conclusion. Okay, so when I first started, I asked you guys to open up a dictionary, but nobody had a dictionary. So back in the day, during Noah Webster era, everybody had a dictionary or some form of it. And that was due to the contribution that he made to establish that. So give me a second. I'm going to switch over to the PowerPoint. We can get talking about it some more. So, okay, so 1 second. So Noah Webster. To get started, we're talking a little bit about his background. He was born in 1758 in Western Division of Hartford. He was named after his father. His father was a farmer, a deacon in the local church, the captain of the town militia, and the founder of the book society. His mother name was Mercy, and she did most of the education. She taught them math, music, and spelling. So he became very knowledgeable at a young age. And at the age of 6, he began attending one room school. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that once we get a little further in the lesson. And so his experience in that one room school shaped his mindset and his thinking to change the system and to kind of establish what we have today, all the roots of what we have today. And at age 18, he began learning Latin and Greek. So I'm not sure if any, you guys is bilingual. Okay, Frank, you say you are bilingual in Spanish. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I think Mary said French. Okay, see, that's nice. Another language is pretty nice. And so to get going, and he enrolled in Yale when he was 16. So to introduce the one room school, I'm going to read a quote by Angelica Davis, and the quote reads, "I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things I cannot accept." And that's exactly what Noah Webster did. Now, when I mentioned that at age 6, he began teaching at one room school. And this is how it looked like. So you can see the classroom. The picture on the left right here is how many kids that can be placed in that one classroom. And also you can see the two pictures on the left, this one and that one, shows a wide range of kids, and that's how it was. So it was anywhere from middle school or elementary to high school. So they was all placed in this room, and they all had to learn the same material. And it wasn't the best material. It wasn't structure. So, and on the right, you can see the inside, and it was badly, the desk was bad. So he in turn took matters into his own hands. And at a later stage in life, he created the Grammatical Institute of English Language. And it was a book that pretty much taught students reading, spelling, and understanding writing. So what he did was he broke down complex ideas into simple stages to improve the achievement and learning motivation. So he mostly focused on the learning and the learner's mindset. And so I know that was a lot to take in, so I'm going to give you guys a minute break to just digest everything, stretch a little bit, and then we'll come back and resume the lesson. Now, I don't have a timer on my computer, so I will grab my phone and time it, and I'll see you guys back in a minute. You can feel free to black your camera and just go, and we'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, we should be getting everybody back here soon since the minute is up. And I can go ahead and resume the lesson. Okay. Okay, so now that everybody's back, I did touch on how the school classes was, and it says the textbooks that was used in the American school was mostly British focused, and the American language has grew differently from the British origin. So the language that was taught in the classroom was a little difficult for the kids. And so when during his years of teaching, Noah Webster noticed that kids was being crammed into those one classroom. There was no desks, the books was poor, and the teachers wasn't educated enough to present those information to the kids so they can retain it and really understand it. So that's how he, like I said, that's how he created this and kind of broke it down into little sections. And so then another quote that I'm going to use is by Malcolm X, and it says, "Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance for next time." And that is exactly what Noah did. So when he enrolled in Yale, he was 16. So after graduating, he became a teacher to pay for his school. So then afterwards, he quit law school and started teaching full time at Hartford. After that, he quit and took a year off due to side distractions, and then came back and started practicing under another attorney, and then passed his bar test. After he passed his bar test, he opened up a small private school in Weston, Connecticut. After that, he kind of turned to writing literacy to overcome a lot of the losses and kind of push his ambition. Once that was going, years later, he created a private school catering to the wealthy parents in New York. So all that led to his greatest, some would say his greatest accomplishment, and that was the dictionaries that he created. So when his focus was changing the system, the education system, and that's exactly what he did. He changed the wording from British to push it towards Americanized language, and he created 2 editions of the dictionary. The first one is the Dictionary of the English Language, and he published that in 1806. And that came with the definition of 37,000 words. And then in 1826, so 20 years later, he published his second book, and that came over 65,000 words. So, and that's why when we first started, I asked you guys to put out your dictionary or at least go online to look up the words, because you see how easy it is now. It's changed over time. So what he did was the roots to what we see in our generation now, that we can just pull up on the internet and boom, we have the definition, we have everything. So we do have the option to break up into small group discussions, or we can have a large group discussion about these questions that I've posted up. So question 1 will be, what standards did the schoolhouse follow or didn't follow? And the third is, from what you heard today, how can you relate it to what you know? And okay, so I've seen in the chat that we said we'll go into small group discussion. So I'm going to break you guys up and give you guys about 2 minutes to just discuss, and I'll pop in to listen on conversations as the 2 minutes run. So if you can, just click on accept once I put you guys into group. Okay. And I'm in the group now listening to other conversations. Yeah, Jacob, that's pretty good. What you said was, from what I'm hearing, is one of the standards was the environment or the contact of the knowledge. They didn't provide a healthy environment for the kids to learn, to get the knowledge, and the teachers wasn't knowledgeable enough to present those information. Okay, you guys continue. I'm going to jump into the other group to see what they're talking about. Okay, yeah, that's good, Grace. That's a very good answer. I mean, and what we learn and what we're learning right now is all about the learners, how to teach the learner and how to be a learner. So the knowledge of learner and learning is all about how you can present information to somebody for them to learn and take that information for them to grow. And that's been our main focus, is to understanding all the standards so you can be the best expert in that field that you are, so you can so that you can provide or guide students to be the best they can be. Okay. So, okay, so the 2 minutes is up, so I will bring you guys back together and we can have our final discussion point, and then we can head on out. Okay. So for closing, I'm going to talk briefly about this quote by Martin Luther King, and it says, "The time is always right to do what is right." And that's exactly what this pioneer focused on. He saw that something was wrong from an early age. And so from that moment on, everything he did in life was to do what he felt was right. And what he felt was right was changing the system that we have to what we have, to build the building blocks, to build the roots of what we have. He presented books that taught you reading, math, spelling. He presented dictionaries, so if you don't know something, you can look it up. So he brought those things to us and created the foundation of what we have today. So that's all I have for you to question. Oh yeah, perfect question, Malcolm. Yes, we do have an assessment, and it's just a 10-question quiz, just to recap and to illustrate what you know. So if you can, just I will send the link out. It will actually be, I will send the email out as well, and it should be under assignments in the assignment tab when you go on Schoology. So yeah, so just do that quiz, and that should be all for tonight. If anybody else have a question, you can stay after, and I'll be freely to answer it. Thank you.